Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's play a little game. Can you guess how many crypto millionaires and billionaires are out there? What about the names of the people who made the top 10? And where are the biggest crypto hubs? Well, if you're stuck for answers, then never fear. Because in this video, we'll take you through a report that looks at where all the big wealth in crypto has settled. So if you want to know who you've got to catch up with when the next bull market comes, and where you'll have to move to if you want the big crypto players as neighbors someday, well then, keep watching. The report that we're looking at today is called the Crypto Wealth Report. It is the first report of its kind and covers two broad areas. The first looks at the global crypto wealth statistics, which I'll get into shortly. The second uses various parameters to rank crypto-friendly host countries, including crypto adoption, tax friendliness, and so on. Before we get into the meat of this report, a word about Henley and Partners, the main authors of this report, alongside the global wealth intelligence company New World Wealth. So Henley and Partners is set up to help make the lives of the uber-rich easier and help them maximize their wealth. They advise, facilitate new passports for residences and high net worth individuals. They'll point you to the best tax-saving destinations and also link you up with top financial advisors so you can, presumably, grow your wealth and reduce your tax bill. And while they're at it, they'll also help get your children into the best universities. All, of course, for a pretty hefty fee. And if you can stomach a hefty serving of BS. At this time of day, Henley and Partners, and I quote, work towards a world where sensible flows of people and capital between countries contributes to global peace and prosperity. They also, and I quote, make life safer and more enjoyable for anyone we engage with, including those whose places of birth and citizenship have made them less fortunate. Okay. Henley and Partners are not contributing to global peace and prosperity any more than I'm solving climate change. Let's not kid ourselves here. Anyway, let's get into the reason that you're all watching these stats on the crypto rich. This part of the report was compiled by New World Wealth. The company reportedly, and I quote, tracks the movements and spending habits of over 150,000 high net worth individuals in its in-house database. You heard that right, and I know what you're thinking. Surely they can't be tracking the movements and spending habits of the people. This shocked us too, so we reached out to New World Wealth for some clarification. Thankfully, they cleared things up. They don't have access to people's spending habits. Instead, they use their in-house wealth distribution models to really determine the total number of crypto millionaires and supplement this with public information on the really big players in the crypto space. In other words, their figures are best guess estimates, not gospel. So with that cleared up, let's get into the top findings. Well, the biggest takeaway is that there are 88,200 crypto millionaires, 182 centimillionaires, as in people with hundreds of millions of USD, and 22 crypto billionaires on this beautiful planet of ours. Now, 88,200 sounds like a staggering number, and it is. But New Wealth World estimates that there are 20 million millionaires. So relative to that figure, the number of crypto millionaires is pretty modest. Another thing is worth noting that you can see from the chart, and that is the number of Bitcoin millionaires is approximately half of the number of total crypto millionaires. But when it comes to the Billionaires Club, Bitcoiners only make up around a quarter of the total crypto billionaires figure. This, as New World Wealth explains to us, is due to large holdings of the founders and initial investors of other cryptocurrencies. In total, the report claims there are 210 million people who own BTC and 425 million people who own any crypto at all. This larger figure aligns with the figures recently produced by AAA, a Singapore-based crypto payments company. So who is part of the Crypto Billionaires Club? Unfortunately, the report doesn't name any names. Fortunately though, Forbes does. And so for this next section of the video, we'll rely on the Forbes Rich List to compile a list of names who are most likely to be crypto billionaires. The top dog as far as the monies go is Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, the founder of Binance, the world's biggest exchange, has a whopping 10.2 billion according to the publication. Now, Binance may be in hot water at the moment with an ongoing legal battle with the US Securities and Exchange Commission and recent resignations from top-level executives, but CZ is sitting pretty when it comes to his personal net worth. Next up, we have Brian Armstrong, whose exchange Coinbase is the biggest in North America by traded volume. His personal fortune, according to Forbes, is a jaw-dropping 3.6 billion. Now, if you want to see more from Brian, we have a video about the 10 crypto innovations that he is most excited about, which I'll link in the description below. In third position, we apparently have Barry Silbert, who's the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, or DCG. DCG is a major crypto conglomerate with a host of companies under its umbrella. One of these companies is Genesis, who filed for bankruptcy in January of this year, with liabilities estimated between 1 and 10 billion. So while Barry is still rolling in the dough, DCG is in a pretty sticky situation right now. If you want to learn more about DCG, you are in luck. We have a video on the topic in the description below. In fourth, we have Chris Larsen with 3 billion. He co-founded Ripple Labs along with Jeff McCaleb, who's in fifth place with 2.7 billion. Both men saw their fortunes jump this summer when Ripple's partial victory over the SEC caused XRP coin to pump. However, as you can see on the chart, the price of XRP has since dropped again to its pre-summer levels. I guess Chris and Jed will have to make do with a meager couple of billion each. In joint 6th and 7th with 1.8 billion each, we have Nikhil Viswanathan and Joe Lau, co-founders of Alchemy, a blockchain developer platform whose software powers thousands of Web3 companies. Next, in 8th and 9th place, we have the Winklevoss twins, Tyler and Cameron, with around 1.5 billion each. If you're new to crypto, these names may sound familiar from The Social Network, a movie about Facebook's early days. If you're not new to crypto, you'll know the twins were extremely early adopters and invested a lot of money that they were awarded when settling with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook into Bitcoin. They then went on to found Gemini Exchange. Oh, and they're also 6'5" Olympians, so some people really can have it all. Finishing off the top 10 list, we have another duo, both valued at 1.3 billion. The first is Bitcoin maxi and high priest Michael Saylor, the founder and until last year the CEO of software company MicroStrategy, one of the largest corporate holdings of Bitcoin. The firm holds over 150,000 BTC and seems set on acquiring even more. Despite a Forbes headshot that looks like that of a supervillain, Michael must be a happy man with 1.3 billion to his name. The other investor is Matthew Rozak. Matthew co-founded Block, a blockchain consultancy that helps banks store digital assets securely, and also the Chicago Blockchain Center, a blockchain accelerator. He's also part of an investor group that looks to buy crypto media firms, CoinDesk, from Barry Silbert's DCG. Now, just outside the top 10, we have major VC investor Tim Draper and Coinbase co-founder Fred Urson, who both have around 1.2 billion each, according to Forbes. But from this point, it does become tricky to determine who else is a crypto billionaire. I mean, there is Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto, who has around 1 million BTC. At today's prices, this would place Satoshi at the top spot with around 26 billion. But we don't really know his real identity, or in fact, if he is even a he at all. So he or she is off the list. Then there also are a few honorable mentions, like the founders of the NFT marketplace OpenSea, Devin Fitzler and Alex Atlaya, who were each worth over 2 billion last year. But their wealth hasn't been updated on the Forbes list, so they don't make the cut. NFTs also haven't exactly had a great year, so that's really no surprise. Also, Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin has been on many crypto billionaire lists in the past, but he's surprisingly not on the Forbes list. Maybe that's why he's been selling ETH recently. We also had a few people drop abruptly from the rich list of 2022. The first of these was Song Shi-hung, who is the founder of Dunamu, which owns Upbit, the South Korea's top crypto exchange. Last year, Shihong was worth more than $3.7 billion. Now he is out of the Billionaires Club with a paltry $950 million. We also had Sam Bankman-Fried, who was worth $24 billion last year according to Forbes. But since the implosion of his exchange FTX, he is now in a detention center awaiting trial on fraud charges in New York. Slightly cheaper accommodation than the Bahamas penthouse that he used to reside in. Gary Wang, FTX's CTO, is also in the Billionaires Club last year, but this year, unsurprisingly, he is not. I'm sure we're forgetting a few names, and if you want to try and complete the list of the 22 billionaires, I'll leave a few resources in the description below. Now let's move on to the second part of the report. Henley & Partners have created a so-called Crypto Adoption Index. This index uses hundreds of data points in an effort to really determine the most crypto-friendly countries. It ranks countries across 6 key parameters, namely public adoption, infrastructure adoption, innovation and technology, regulatory environment, economic factors, and of course, tax friendliness. In total, the report comes up with 22 crypto-friendly hubs. Because we all enjoy a good listicle, I'll lay out the top 10. For shizzles and giggles, and this time I'll count up from 10. If you want to check out the full 22, you can find the whole report in the description below. So at number 10, we have Malaysia, with a review that sounds like every child's school report card. It has potential, must try harder. It has a rapidly growing crypto community and is in the early stages of creating a regulatory framework. One to watch for the future. Next, there's Malta, the so-called blockchain island. It has low public adoption but a lot of potential with, and I quote, infrastructure adoption and tax friendliness. Malta's peak blockchain bubble was in 2018, after the government launched a new blockchain-friendly regulations and the Malta Digital Innovation Authority, MIDA. A little fun fact, Malta was a place that I called home for quite a few years, and it still has a lot of crypto folk in residence. Next, Canada takes the 8th spot. It's in top 10 for crypto adoption and has well-established infrastructure for crypto exchanges, according to the report. But its policies are described as cautious when it comes to crypto. Next, we have the UK, which I'll dedicate a few more words to because it used to be home of the Coin Bureau. On the one hand, as noted in a separate report by Henley & Partners, the UK used to be, and I quote, one of the world's top destinations for migrating millionaires, and for many years, from 1980 all the way through to 2010. However, from 2017, i.e. 6 months after the Brexit referendum, to 2022, the UK has, and I quote, lost approximately 12,500 more high net worth individuals than it gained throughout migration, and is expected to lose another 3,200 millionaires to migration in 2023. That's bad news for the UK. On the plus side, the Financial Service and Markets Act that was introduced earlier this year actually provides the UK with regulatory clarity when it comes to crypto assets. Moreover, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has stated that he wants the UK to become a crypto hub. So maybe, just maybe, some of the wealth will flow back to the UK in the future. Moving on and taking 6th spot is Australia. While it ranks low in terms of tax friendliness, the land down under has strong scores for infrastructure adoption and innovation and technology, providing it stands as a contender in the global sphere. Good on ya, mate! In 5th spot, we have the USA. The land of the free is home to major crypto firms, has strong adoption levels, excellent infrastructure, and some of the best minds in the crypto biz. Surprisingly, its score for regulatory environment is high. I say surprisingly because the SEC is filing lawsuits left, right, and center, accusing top exchanges and crypto companies of selling unregistered securities. For years, there have been calls in the US for more regulatory clarity, and warnings that if legislators don't clarify the rules, major crypto businesses will move abroad. To score the US high on regulatory environment suggests someone was either smoking something weird or having a bit of a laugh. Anyway, in fourth spot we have Hong Kong. Unlike mainland China, where crypto is essentially banned, Hong Kong is working hard to become a top crypto hub. In June, Hong Kong's government established a task force to promote the development of Web3. It also has recently been awarded licenses to crypto exchanges. Henley and Partners score it high in terms of tax friendliness, economic factors, and innovation and technology. So next we get into the medal category, and the bronze medal goes to United Arab Emirates or the UAE. The UAE gets full marks when it comes to tax friendliness. Beyond tax, the report commends the country for offering high levels of economic stability. I have to say, the crypto community here is as strong as it gets. There's literally a crypto Web3 event every day here once the temperature starts to dip below 1000 degrees Celsius. Second up, with its rolling hills, chocolate delights, and secretive bankers, we have Switzerland. While public adoption of crypto is low, it's 3.9 out of 10. When it comes to the other indicators, Switzerland is doing well. The big plus for Switzerland, as the report notes, is the well-established crypto infrastructure, robust legal framework, reputation for privacy and security, as well as its unique blend of traditional finance strength and cutting-edge innovation. Also, it's important to note that many crypto firms, including Ethereum, Cardano, and Tesla's foundation, are registered in Zug, a small town also known as the Crypto Valley. Finally, drumroll please, the gold medal goes to Singapore. The island state nestled in Southeast Asia takes the top marks because, as the report mentions, its government cooperates closely with banks, businesses, and the public to optimize the development of crypto in the sector. And this is true. The country's main regulatory body, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS, has done a great job combining customer protection with the ease of doing business. There are a huge and growing number of crypto firms in the country as well as top crypto events. Moreover, crypto adoption in Singapore is high. According to a 2021 study, 43% of Singaporeans own crypto. It's likely the figure has increased since then, but it's the country's 0% capital gains taxes that have really set Singapore apart, according to the report authors. They give it 10 out of 10 on taxation. So there you have it, 2 lists in one video. We really do spoil you, don't we? Now let us know what you think about the report's findings. Are you surprised by the number of crypto millionaires? Should someone have been added to the crypto billionaires list? And what about the crypto hubs? Some big crypto cities like Berlin and Lisbon were not in the top 10. So what are your thoughts on that? And what is life like as a crypto hodler where you live? I would love to hear from you in the comments.
If you want to learn and follow in my footsteps, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crypto Queen, where I post all kinds of info about the world of cryptocurrencies.